what do you think the craziest moment of the entire saga has been? Like, what is the the what? Like the you, like what moment do you think deserves that title?
That's a tough one because there's been so many. And then the moments that you've probably forgotten as well, that when someone brings it up, you're like, Jesus Christ, yeah, that was fucking big. I mean, I still find it very hard to get over. I mean, it's the one reason I'm really like still in it when I put everything back. Like obviously, buying Bitcoin, like I just say, Genie is my first love, but Bitcoin is my true love. And that's the reason, like, if Brian Cohen came out now and said, no, we're not buying Bitcoin, we're buying Ethereum, I'd be like, no, I'm out. Because that's, fuck all the not shitcoin basically. But anyway, apart from that, I go back to January 2021. They turned off the Bible. Like, who do that was the moment in the Matrix when the glitch and the deja vu, like when they changed something to cheat. Like that we're supposed to be in the free market. That was the moment when it's just like, no, it's one rule for us and not another rule for everybody else. And I was just like, no, no, mate. You can't do that. Like whatever. I was going to be. I remember sharing a dream once. I don't know if you've ever watched the show Seinfeld. Love Seinfeld. There's a moment where Seinfeld like returns his jacket, and they're asking, "Oh, why you return a jacket?" And he says, "For spite. I don't care for the salesman who served it to me." Because thankfully, that was my motivation to begin with. It was like, fuck these guys anyway. Like, there's there's working people here who actually have a chance to make money for the first time in their lives, probably, and you're there doing that. No. So that for me is still the most outrageous moment. But yeah, you kind of put me on the spot for the other moments. I mean, there's so many to do with Rory Kitty himself, right? Just like the memes and things like that. I think just the summer of 2024, this time last year, May, when all those things were coming out, I think, oh, maybe we could kick off there, and just the precision and the calculation behind it. What really comes to mind is that film Law Abiding Citizen, except the man is he's like doing that, but with the financial markets.
Oh man, that's so real. He had 3 years to plan it, basically.
Yeah.
Uh,
And they're all like headless chickens basically, and all the memes like the League of the Drum or whatever, and Wolverine comes out, and I mean, it's just so many to choose from. But I
yeah,
I would say those are what stand out.
yeah. Roaring Kitty, the motion picture, I believe it was dubbed. Uh, at least that's what I
Yeah,
saw. The Yeah, that was the thing. I also DM'd him on Twitter hoping for a response, and shockingly didn't get a reply. But I
yeah,
I want to know how he accumulated 5 million shares.
yes,
I want
yes.
to I want to know so badly how this guy, like, what did he figure out that allowed him to accumulate, like was he just doing the same sort of stuff he was doing before, like rolling over calls and like getting lucky on buying call options? Was he selling covered calls? Was he like, has he figured out like one of the cycles that's accurate, like the T plus 35 thing, or like expiring swaps, or like, I want to know what he knows to and like, not even to emulate it, just to be like, wow, just to sit back and admire the brilliance, because it it's he was just some streamer. He was just some dude. He was unemployed for a number of years. He was in and out of jobs. Like, he was working at startups, and then like getting like they were falling apart. He was struggling to get by for years, and then he got like a job as a financial analyst. He got I can't remember what the company is right off the top of my head, but like, um he got yeah he started working like writing financial education packages. Then COVID comes around. He starts streaming about just financy things, technical analysis, like talking about GameStop and his initial thesis for it. And there's like 100, and there's hundreds, if not thousands, of tens of thousands of fucking idiots on YouTube doing that. How did this guy figure out like not only like okay, maybe he got lucky when he looked at the whole fundamentals of the company and he went, right, this is genuinely really undervalued, because that's all that it was at that point. There was no 140% short interest. There was no like hedges. There was no like he just thought, this is undervalued. I'm gonna buy some of it. And instead of like diversifying like a normal person would, he decided, I'm gonna go all in on this one thing. And then from there, he turned the 53K into I think it was 30 something million right before he disappeared. And then he comes back and the portfolio is worth 10 times that. Like you like, I think he might be a genius, but I want to
Oh
know,
yeah.
I want to know what he figured out. That's my biggest question. And I would fucking love, if you're watching this, Keith, DM me.
Please let me know your secrets.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, I promise
Hey,
I'll only put them in the book. I won't even, I won't tweet them. Like,
You won't you won't use them for your own personal gain.
but I mean, it's
No,
just, yeah. Like I said, I don't even think that anyone could go back and replicate it. But I would love to know what the moves were between 30 and 300 million. You know?
yeah. I mean, 2021 happened. There was a little bit, a lot of COVID about it, like January and stuff. I think it was like not around the time the January 7th stuff was going on. The Trump riot at the Capitol. So it was, wild distraction around then. But like everything I know now, I would be kind of just like just the timing of things like that is crazy. But I think PFE was in from what 2019, so before COVID.
I
Um,
have, a live update. Roaring Kitty is currently active on X. No more bio, no more pinned posts.
uh-oh, what? That's crazy. No bio.
As I'm just talking about it. Yeah, he's deleted the bio. He's unpinned his post. Hang on,
This is this is crazy.
he has not read my DM, unfortunately. That's not been the trigger. Uh,
He's too busy. He's too busy updating his bio, mate. That's right.
oh, maybe he is updating his bio. I'm gonna keep it up and refresh it in a few minutes to see if something new comes up.
Oh wow. I honestly sometimes I think when you chat this stuff, so that thing where you feel like you want to text a mate or you're thinking about a mate and they text you, and you kind of have to feel like there was something like the universe kind of connecting minds for a moment. Honestly, it just felt like that for a moment. But sure, I think after everything with GameStop, there are no coincidences, right? But I would just say, DFE was in there from 2019 because an easy thing would be just to say, oh, 2021 was just, he got lucky. And sure, there was only people on Wall Street that's kind of saying, oh, what a big fool you are. And he was replying to them like, why? Like, what have I said that's like that wild? And they, just no grace these people showed. And of course, DFE is just oozes its cast, right? And the cast just comes out on the knees. So the man is a hero, like just for just kind of personally as well. And I think there's something to be said though. He just stayed too true to his convictions as well, and he's just kind of being himself really, and that comes through on his streams, and the memes, like his personality, his flair, and honestly just personally as well. I mean, and there's a lot of heroes in the saga, and I would put Brian Cohen himself and Michael Saylor even as the well, I don't want to say idols because, there's a moment where you can never meet your heroes, but at the same time, from what they've shown and the kind of things they did, I think it's a big thing of just about being authentic, right? And kind of finding your own deep end. And these guys are like leading the way for that, right? Follow your convictions and be yourself along the way. So, I mean, that side of it has been like just amazing. Like, and I've tried to kind of show, there's parts of me that kick myself all the time. There's a fella in our Bitcoin G&E chat, and he sold some GameStop there, put it into MetaPlanet, made a bunch of money out of it, and then bought back the shares he initially sold in GameStop, and that's just like an amazing trade. I'm here paddling because I'm so deeply like balls deep in this. I don't want to kind of miss out even just for a moment. But like you see people making these trades, and there's part of you that wants to kind of kick yourself like, oh, I could have done that. I'm just following Roaring Kitty and Ryan Corn. Like, I mean, for me personally, I'm glad that I felt like, I'll probably get back to talking about the shareholder proposal as well. But uh, and it's a small note, the grand scheme of things. I think Ryan Cohen was looking at Bitcoin way before that. But you feel like you were involved, just having done this. Like you feel like, you know, um, even the universe was aligning the stars, and just to kind of feel like you're involved has been great. But then the thing is, we're all involved just by hodling, just by following and then refusing to sell until we get what the value of GameStop really is, and should have been for a long time. Probably even before Bitcoin, and Bitcoin's just kind of revealing the matrix that's been kind of put up around our eyes ever since probably 1971, if not even before that.
Good news, everyone. My book about GameStop, the craziest story ever told, is now finished. Well, almost. Still waiting for the final draft. So, in the meantime, I think you should look at pre-ordering it or any one of the multiple fantastic, beautiful t-shirts that I have designed in order to sell with the book. Thank you, everyone, for your patience over the last few years while I have been finishing it very slowly. And I am really, really excited for people to read it. Link is in the description below. Enjoy the podcast.